All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
I should have let that drunk Negro stay on. I told him to come back at 8:30. Now he ain't even come back.
Who you talking about?
Papa Dog.
He said drunk.
Yeah, he drunk.
Oh, Lord.
Celebrating his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Hello, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Upscale Love for You. I am yours truly, Dr. Fabulous, the CEO and founder of Upscale Love for You. And tonight we have a show that, how can I say? We're going to talk about the real core of the relationship and what status or what stage of relationship are you in tonight? So, without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my co host, the one, the only Dr. Feelgood.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Feelgood, the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce. That 500 pounds of pure chocolate with platinum inside and coming right at you live from the 571, where I'm having fun and I'm getting things done. So all the ladies, when you need your stuff done, come to me and I am your one. Just do your thing and I'm passing it over to my lady, Special K. Get it in, Special K.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. This is Special K. Glad to be here with you all tonight. I'm calling in from 912. That's Savannah, Georgia. And I'm just ready to see what tonight has in store. Great topic, great discussion, and hope everyone enjoys. And I'm going to pass it on now to our one and only Lady T.
Okay, well, Lady T is having a little difficulty. She can't hear us, but we can hear her. So I don't know if we want to try to chance it and tell her to go ahead. But she is Lady T all the way from South Florida, the 305, all the way live. And until she get it together, we just gonna keep it moving. And as I stated, I am yours truly, Dr. Fabulous. And if this is your first time joining Upscale Love for You or tuning into Upscale Love for You, let me just give you a little insight. Upscale Love for You is formulated to entertain, educate, and facilitate self help in all the areas of love. Everything you want to know and wish to know about love, relationships, dating, marriage, etc., etc. Upscale Love for You is often the topic where it is very hot. We uncover hot topics, sensitive issues, and you know what? You can be single, you can be married, whatever you are welcome here on Upscale Love for You because your views are just as important as ours. And guess what? It's your view, not ours. So don't let this be your last time. But if you're here looking for a good, genuine conversation, you're at the right place at the right time. So without further ado, I said we're talking about the stages of relationships, you know, and sometimes Ooh, it can get hot, hot, hot. So, without saying much more, I want to ask each and every one of you a quick question. I'm going to try to pull it on in and start it off for you. Now, how many of you know the stage of your relationship right now? If you're in a relationship, I want to know, you can write in the chat where you think your stage of your relationship is at this time. So I'm going to ask Douglas. Douglas, can you hear me? I know
No,
you can hear me, Douglas.
no, I can't hear you.
You can hear me, Douglas. Anyway, tell me what stage of the game you think your relationship is in.
I haven't even made it to the practice field.
You haven't made it to practice as of yet. Okay. Well, sometimes you all listen, Douglas, don't feel alone because I'm not going to say I'm searching, but I will say I'm not spoken for as of yet. So, with all of that being said, sometimes we just have to sit back and wait. But there is 8 stages of the game in relationships. And tonight we're going to give you just a little snippet about the 8 stages of relationship. Special K, are you ready to start or do you want me to continue to chit chat along? Because I can chit chat for a
No, I'm
period.
here.
So,
I'm here.
okay,
Yes,
well,
I am ready. Can you guys
oh,
hear me?
we can.
Okay. So, to start off, the first stage of a relationship is the romance stage. So my first thought on that is that's normally everyone starts off in the romance stage, and I wanted to ask someone, so anyone can chime in. How long do you think the romance stage lasts, or is supposed to last? Would anyone like to? With anyone's thoughts on that?
Well, it
I'll go first. Let me go
okay.
first. Hey, romance is a process that goes on and on. You should always try to romance your lady or guy friend or your significant other at all times. Now, it doesn't have to be, flowers every day, kissy kissy everywhere, but just little things. People appreciate the little things because that shows how much you care. Big gestures are showing off. Little gestures, little daily gestures, or every other day. I was thinking about you. That's a continuum.
Right.
It's not a big thing, but it is something that you should do because it's the lifeblood of it, of really any kind of romantic relationship.
Right. That is correct. I have to agree with that. So it's said that the romance stage is to last anywhere from 2 months to 2 years. However, I disagree with that. I say for me, and let me just say I am not spoken for, but I've had, experiences. So for me, romance should last forever through a relationship. I feel is what is going to keep the relationship alive. So some things I came up with would be just like random acts of kindness, like send your significant other flowers, maybe to their work, or have some flowers or something waiting, just to show that you're thinking about them. Doing unexpected things like a pop-up date. Not everything, in my opinion, has to be planned. Sometimes the most fun things are unplanned. Um, tr- um, Treating each other to, a massage, and just being thoughtful. Like if you're out shopping and you see something that either you would like for your spouse, or that your spouse likes, pick it up and just, bring it to them, bring it home, or however it may be. um I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I was driving, but yeah, and then and just surprising, like I said, with random gifts, and of course, and the last thing I think to keep romance alive is I think you should still date how you met that person. I think you should I know as time goes on and everybody gets busy with life, try to date your partner. Y'all try to go on a date, say every, even if it's once a week or once a month. And then of course, lastly, keep it alive and fun and definitely sexy in the bedroom. I think that all attributes to romance.
All right. Well, romance, romance, romance. Now, Douglas, you got your hand up?
Well, yes.
Okay.
It seemed like the way it's presented, it's like your relationship is in stages,
Well,
one after the other.
we won't it is stages in relationships because when it's brand new, you are all sooky now. You want to be with that person 24/7. But what I'm going to ask you, Douglas, is how long does it take to define a relationship?
Wait, no, I'm asking the questions.
Oh, you asking the question. Well, you
Oh,
said, is it in
how long?
stages?
No, it seemed like the way it's presented that it's in stages, and based on the icons that you had up, it seems like today the first stage is sexual exploration.
It could be. It depends on the
Before,
type of relationship that you're searching for, Douglas. Now, most of the time, when an old fashioned relationship starts out, you normally romancing the person because you're trying to draw them in, you're trying to get them. But with Douglas, I'm gonna say you said
no,
the
no,
sexual exploration.
no. I was just looking at the icon that you
You was
had up.
looking at the icons.
That's
That's
all.
part of it, but that's like down, after you get yourself situated and everything. So we have it broke down in stages to give it to you because we don't want to give it to you in one whole piece because you might get lost, Douglas. So we're gonna give it to you step by step. So Special K
But
gave
I was going to say it's a mixture. It's a swirl.
it
You
is a
can get
swirl.
the romance 2 years in, or because everyone knows that life is like a box of chocolates.
You know what, Douglas? Only Douglas. But anyway, I was asking you, how long does it take to define a relationship? And it says some experts say it should take at the most 2 to 3 months to define your relationship. However, every relationship is different and there may not be a set rule. Instead, it should be how you feel about the person and where you want the relationship to go. So that's all I'm saying. But most of the time, you'll know within the first 2 months if this relationship is spinning in the direction that you want it to go. Because if it don't, guess what, Douglas? What you got to do? You got to pump the brakes and look elsewhere, right?
You gotta. Oh yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All
yes.
right. So, Dr. Feelgood, I'm not exactly sure, but I can't remember which one you had, but Kay gave us romance. What you gonna give us right now?
Commitment.
Commitment. So after romance, we're gonna fall in and get a little committed because that romance is so good. So go ahead, Dr. Feelgood, and give them a little stage about commitment.
All right, now here's I'm about to share my screen,
All right.
and this is the definition of accommodation. Something supplied for convenience and to satisfy a need. But let me go to the first one. I'm going to commitment.
That's right. I was getting ready to say
State of
now we
qual. State.
committed.
All right, I am committed.
Okay.
I should be committed. Dedication,
Yeah, yeah.
equality, being dedicated to the cause, activity, etc. The company's commitment to quality, and you see the synonym.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part is engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. Now, here's a question. I want you to put this in the text box. Who do you think craves commitment more, men or women? Put a 1 in the box if it's the women, 2 in the box it's men.
I can't find my box, so I'm gonna just say it. I do believe that men want more commitment than women.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Y'all can say it or put it in the box. Miss Marlena.
Douglas, I can't even see the box, y'all.
Miss Marlena, you think men or women are more or want commitment more?
I think it's equal.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Beard.
I think it's equal.
Okay, and why is that?
Why? Because you might sometimes you have women that want more than the men do, and sometimes you might have a man that want more than a woman do. And all and steps in all relationships are what I see the topic of this y'all are speaking on. And like Lady Fabulous said, everybody got estimate on how long, how many months it takes for you to find out if that person is compatible to you and if y'all want the same thing. Yes, it's a class. It's a class for every step. You might start off with friendship. Let's see, as we having a relationship, let's start off with the friendship. Let's see how our relationship go together, how long with our friend as us going out, talking, communicating, doing things together as a friend to see how our next step gonna move to another step. Then when you get to that part, you're gonna do the same thing as it go on, because you might get to some of them, they might start with a friend or they might start with a relationship first. But as you go along, yeah, it like you said, it might not work, but then you fall that way, you hit the brakes like Miss Fabulous said, and you fall back.
Pump them, pump them.
You understand what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
it might be more than 6 months, but as you go along in each one of them steps and you see your relationship is developed, accomplishing more, and both of y'all is walking with each other, not one in the front and one in the back, but y'all steps are equally the same in
Mm-hmm.
every part of the relationship you move into, then you know you accomplished something good.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And I like how you said we walking side by side because I'm not going to be dragging them behind me because y'all know Dr. Fabulous like to walk in the front. But now I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Douglas, your hand is up. Is it up from the last time, Douglas?
Oh, you put it down. But
Oh, okay.
Say, go ahead, Douglas. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no. How long does it take to start a relationship? For me, it can be as simple as I like you, I'm attracted to you. You like me, I'm attracted to you. Attracted to me. Boom, we're in a relationship. Now let's see if a relationship will work. And it's a mixture of all these stages and phases and stuff.
And
So you have to have mutual attraction. And
yes,
if y'all agree, then you can say, we're in a relationship. Trying to figure out
yes,
what's going on.
yes. But where does the commitment come in, Doug?
The commitment is if y'all two like each other, you committed to do the best that you can.
Do you commit? Is it said or is it unsaid and expected?
It's an expectation, but it needs to be said.
Said spoken like a true man, like a true man. But here's my take on it. Here's Feel Good's take. It's men and women want commitment but in different types of forms. Women want men to commit their resources, their protection. Men want women to be exclusive and inclusive and be committed to the man's plan. So it is equal, but it's two different. It's on two different levels because what's the percentage of relationships that are broken up by women out of 1 to 100? What's the percentage of relationships broken up by women?
When you
70,
say broken
80%
up, what do you
women
mean?
divorced.
Yes, dissolution of relationships. 70% to 80% of women initiate separation.
Because they don't feel happy. They not happy.
And that's the thing. So you can't say you can't say that women want commitment, but then they're breaking stuff up. But
but guys be doing the most.
But that's not
within
the
those
point.
relationships. When women leave, is because the guys is doing the most.
And
Or doing
out there
nothing.
trying to have more than one woman.
Well, no. See,
there we go.
That's
first,
here's a
what about the guys?
See, that's a graphic right there that nobody can never say on for us the men's side and the women's side who does the most, because that graphic board will always go up and down on both sides.
Well,
it's never gonna be an even graphic.
Right. Infidelity is at parity, meaning it's not equal, but it ain't too far off. In surveys, 24% of men in relationships have go outside their relationship. 17% of women. Okay. Now, so a lot of times what drives women from commitment to a man is the same thing that attracts them to the man's resources. And that's consistency. If you know this dude's going to do the same thing every day, bam, 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 after a while, women are like, I need some excitement. And that's where the romance comes in. Be exciting once in a while. And that's what Special K was talking about, surprise, unplanned stuff. Get there. Women are emotional. Y'all can argue that all day, but it's true.
But here's a little caveat to that. If it's every day, bam, 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 isn't he being consistent? Isn't that what women want?
But no, women want consistency of resources, but they don't want sameness. They don't want sameness. Have you ever saw that movie?
I want some spontaneous stuff.
Yeah, I call the Captain Saber. I call the Captain Saber 304. Good Deeds. Ooh. Tyler Perry movie with Thandie Newton. It came out about
Feel Good.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago. Well,
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union and Tyler Perry were engaged to be married. It was basically an arranged marriage. It had gotten to the point where Gabrielle Union could predict his every single move.
That's
from
true.
The time said 5:02, he hits the door. 5:07, he takes off his shoes. 5:09, he's gonna kiss me on the cheek and say, "How was your day?" Eat the same thing for dinner.
Brother being
at
consistent.
9:37, he's going to bed. Now, that is consistent, but it's also flatlining. If she could predict your every move, she's gonna get tired of that. And that's not.
I'm sorry. What was the name of the movie?
Good Deeds. It was a Tyler Perry movie about almost 15 years ago. 12 years ago, 2011, 2012, something like that. Well, anyway, so once he started seeing Thandie Newton, he started changing. His routine switched up, and Gabrielle Union was like, "What's going on?"
But you know what? She was a whole different kind of woman. She was an everyday. She did housekeeping, homeless. He
Yeah, but
went
what
from
I'm saying though was that he got for Danny Newton, he got out of his routine. That
right,
was something different. He didn't give that to Gabrielle. He gave Gabrielle the sameness, and she really didn't want that.
right.
So consistency is good when it comes to resources because she loved the hell out of his money. She loved the hell out that lifestyle, but she didn't like him because he was too same. He's too much the same. Saying that men men get with women with the expectations that they won't change. We want y'all to say I hate to say this, we want y'all to stay almost the same weight when we married you. We want y'all to wear not the same hairstyle, but similar hairstyle to what we had when we met you. We want your attitude to be the same. But we all know that doesn't happen. And women get with men with the expectation that I can change him. How many of y'all ladies in one time in your life got with a guy and thought he's a little rough around the edges, but I can smooth those edges? How do those relationships usually turn out?
Well, you know what? See, with Dr. Fabulous, I kind of got that abracadabra thing going on. So you know, it kind of worked out because I took, how can I say? I'm not gonna say he was a street thug, but he had a little thug in him. But when I finished with him, he was a corporate thug. That's what I'm talking about. There you
Yes.
have it. So you
Yes,
can
but
Girl,
kind
that
of
I
change
need to
them
come to your
around.
class.
see,
That's right, honey.
but that's the thing though, is that the thing is that you you did what you needed to do,
I did.
and but you in your situation it's an anomaly. It's not every, like, I'm gonna say 70 to 80% of women then had that one dude that they thought they could smooth out, and it backfired.
Mm-hmm.
And it backfired. So
But you got to know how to cultivate them. You
that
got to,
it takes practice,
you
and
got to be
some
good at
and
what you do.
right, and the majority of women don't have patience.
Mm.
That's a fact. Y'all have patience. No, let me rephrase that. Y'all do have patience. However, it ain't always for the things that benefit you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So that, with that, y'all stick with Pookie for 8 years, have 3 kids by him, and I'm not saying anyone in here does that, but women will stay with Pookie 14, 15 years, have 3 or 4 babies by him, and then once he gets there, and he actually changes, she's like, "You ain't the same guy I was with." And
Oh,
then she
okay.
wants,
So,
like, you
okay.
got the kids, you got the longevity, but you don't have the ring. And that's kind of the thing. A lot of people want to do long term, not platonic, romantic relationships without that actual commitment, because when a man and a woman say I do, it's supposed to be forever. So we
Oh,
gotta, that's all of us. We gotta come in, we gotta go get healing, and then look to get together. But I'm passing it back to you, Dr. Fab. I went over my 7.5 minutes.
child, yes, you did. Yes, you did. But, it's always good in the neighborhood. So, Lady T, are you available? Because, we had romance, then we had commitment. Now, that old Nancy Douglas, he looking for that sexual exploitation. So,
That's my topic, Douglas.
are you ready? Are you ready to give it to him? Give him everything you got, Lady T. Because he started out, he
Well,
said,
Douglas,
in a
since you like a little
relationship.
freakiness, I
Listen,
think I have the very hot topic for you.
okay,
You put some
Sexual
flavor on my mustache.
exploration.
yes,
That
he
is
said
something
that
that
that should be
when you're
first,
married,
not
when you're
romance.
in a relationship, when you are trying to take it to that next level, there are certain things that you have to do.
to please yourself and your partner. And it starts from a child. When you first see these parts that you're not familiar with, you want to explore them. You're curious. But then as you move on up to adolescence, you start wanting to, masturbate and do other things. Well, when you're in that relationship, to have a committed relationship with romance, then that's when you come in and you have to dig deeper and learn your partner. What do your partner like? Maybe it could be, I don't know, licking on toes or rubbing your back or a massage, but you have to take the time and try something new. So my question to you all is, have you ever been curious to try something new, and have you been afraid to?
Douglas.
I like it when you call my name. Say what? Um, I lost my
Repeat
train
the
of thought.
question for him, Lady T. He all bong fungal.
I said, have you ever been curious to try something new and you didn't know how to?
No, I'm just straight missionary. That's me. Don't veer. Oh,
Douglas, I'm gonna kick you in your neck 10 times. It's 2023, and you said you just straight missionary.
Rudy Roo.
Put
Nah,
you on the
you
altar.
man, you know doggy style. Arr. Oh, what do you
That's
mean try
all he
something
got.
new?
That's all he got, Captain.
I was going to say, try something new. What is this? Try something new. Um, it's like when the ladies go up under the bed and break out their arsenal and stuff. Whips, chains, small, medium, large, and Buster. Um, flavored oils. Now in college, I did have this one young lady that she broke out. Spencer's gift shop. She went and got that cinnamon uh, flavored oil, and that when you blow on it, it heats up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was something new, and that was
You enjoyed that, Douglas?
yes, we both did. Yes.
Oh, okay. So now we know that you have to invest in you some cinnamon flavored oil and keep it going.
No, I can also do log cabin mountain butter syrup also. Grape jelly. I'm not gonna do
Well, that sounds
the
like a
grapes.
sticky situation to me.
I'm not gonna do the grapes anymore because I almost lost the grape one night and we got scared. Um, so
Okay.
yeah, what was that movie? 9.5 weeks. The refrigerator scene. You start taking stuff out the refrigerator and smearing it on each other. Yeah. But I can do the
What?
insertion.
Don't be a menace to your neighborhood if you drink while drinking juice in the hood. Are you talking about?
So, I'm just trying to figure out how far she's trying to go with this try something new stuff. I do the inserting, no insertion on me whatsoever. And speaking of which, I'm so glad they could do the PSA test from the blood test now. Woo! Yeah. Okay, Lady T.
You're funny, Douglas. Okay, so anyone else, have you tried something, or have you been curious saying, you know what, I would like to try that, but I don't think I'm ready? Or do you think he'll think less of me or she will think less of me? Miss Sosa?
Yeah, I know all these women with these toys and stuff. Y'all speak up. Don't be shy now.
Well, that's something new.
I was hoping he wasn't gonna call my name.
I thought you liked your name being called.
I mean, but not for this answer. I mean, this is just a little too, I want y'all to look at me differently, so I don't think I want to answer this question.
Okay, you're gonna feed the
punk
fifth.
out.
Sex
Okay.
is beautiful,
She gonna
guys.
punk out.
So.
Well, I will say this. I'm not scared to do it. I just, never did it. But swings. I do want to try to swing. I do want to get a pole just because I feel like it's a good workout at the same time. And it just to me it feels like it's feeding my feminine side of of myself. So yeah, I will put those two out there and I'm gonna leave that alone.
Okay, you got to be specific when you say pole, because
Like a strip pole, a dancing pole, the ones we swing around and we do splits and
okay,
climb and all of that jiggle. Yeah.
I was thinking something else.
Oh.
You know what? Leave it to Douglas. I'll leave it to Douglas.
She want that black pole.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to watch? Do y'all watch? Well, come on, y'all.
Well, some people like to watch.
You know what? Come on down here to Mr. Beard One. I haven't heard from Mr. Beard One in a hot minute. I want to know his thoughts on all of this.
Good evening.
Good
How you
evening.
doing? To be honest with you, I do agree on one thing with Mr. Douglas. I'm not I'm a penetrator. I'm not one that was always the only thing that I wasn't into. I'm not into pegging and all of that other stuff, but everything else goes. I'm definitely an explorer. I like to try things. I like to try places. I like to try different positions and everything that gets the heart rate up. I've never been a one-dimensional type person.
Well, all right, Mr. Beard. Okay. He said he is not one-dimensional. You better show up and show out, Mr. Beard.
See, now you can do that straight missionary on the top of the car in the park at night.
Yeah, hey, you got a point, but after the first time you do it, let's try it while we're doing it upside down in the park in the ocean or something else. There's always a way to make it more. I don't like to be boring.
All right,
to me that's a freedom thing.
Well, everybody on this panel had their curious and had done some little freaky deaky stuff back in the day.
Everybody got a little freak.
Nobody, right? Ain't nobody in there. Everybody always had. I even had. Everybody had the kids of doing something. It might, and they might enjoy the time they doing. So everybody can't see. Ain't nobody is gonna be honest. Be innocent like they know. That's always in there. Everybody always gonna want the kids to do something during the time of life and a double companionship like that.
I'm so vanilla. I'm mayonnaise.
Put it this way.
Special K got her hand up.
Yeah, I do.
I wanted your relationship gonna stay good.
I do, because that's funny, because this whole topic, how it's getting into this conversation, it actually goes along with my second part of the stage of the relationship, which is the complete trust. Because for me, I am like that. I'm open and I'm willing and I want to try new things and things like that. But it comes to that trust issue. That's not something I just want to take there with any and everybody. Like, I got to trust you enough and we got to be down together and be, that I can open myself up fully to that.
Give us some examples, because we already phrased it that we're in a relationship. So the back row of the movie theater in the corner.
Yeah, the beach, the car, the truck, swings, anything, everything. But again, it goes all back to, I gotta trust you. I'm not. That's just not for just anybody. So if we're in a relationship and we've got into that complete trust stage, I guess is what I'm saying, then yeah, everything goes. I can be vulnerable with you. I supposed to be able to trust you and let my guard down some, and
Well, no, you gotta do this one thing for me, and then that'll build the trust. So you don't want to
wait a minute. I'm about to say, you trying to get it a little too much too fast.
Oh damn! There go y'all go with the damn timetable.
No, but you saying you got to do something to gain that, huh?
No, but
After we do it, then you'll trust me, and just think how much better your life would
um
be. See?
no, I have to disagree with that.
So you're not open minded. You're not adventurous. You're not willing.
I am, but
See,
I
she
just
just went
said
against the whole
no.
relationship
I said
stages.
that that's not. I'm saying when we get to that stage of the complete trust, then things are gonna open up. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna open myself up more to that person I'm with, to explore things sexually, to explore more, in the bedroom, things to that nature.
Now
I'm
I have
getting
a
older. I
But
ain't got
that
question.
time to
doesn't
wait
just.
on you. I'm
Well, I
getting
didn't put
old.
it. I'm not putting a time frame on it.
I ain't
I
got
said
time
when
to
I
wait
get.
on you. Let's get to the freaky deaky.
You know what?
Who had that song about I want to get freaky with you? Let me lick you up and down.
That was Silk.
See, you
Listen, see, we already know Douglas got a little freak
I see
moniker on
that.
it. But listen. So with Kay, she's coming back with her part 2, complete trust. And then Anthony got his hands up. Kay, you can take Anthony and then go ahead and get on in there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so for the complete trust,
go ahead and take them.
Basically that's the complete trust would be the ability to let someone into your life, and to confide in them. Um, your trust in someone is going to be, that they're honest and sincere, that they won't deliberately do anything to harm or hurt you. It's like you're trusting them completely with your heart, your feelings, your safety. And then you also, are going to want to be trusting as well, for things they come to you with. You don't want to be judgmental, so that you can allow your partner to, I think that's what it's all about, allowing each other to open up to each other and be vulnerable with each other.
And
And
that's
so
where
without
complete trust come in.
correct.
Now let me ask you
And
this. Do you think you can have complete trust in a relationship with just a boyfriend, girlfriend, or do you think it can only happen between a husband and a wife?
no, I think it can be between a boyfriend and girlfriend, because you gotta be a boyfriend and girlfriend before you can get to a husband and wife. So why would you marry someone that you don't trust? So
You
I feel
got a
like
point.
yes,
That's it all day long.
right. So it has to be. And what the question I would raise too is, can you or would you completely trust your mate? Because some people feel like I can trust him, but I don't know. I don't, it's certain things I wouldn't put past him or put past her. I don't want to just say him, I'm speaking of both. So like, can you come to a point, or have you ever been a point in your relationship where you can completely trust your mate? And if so, like how long? I mean, I don't really like putting time limits on things, but if so long, how long, do you think it would take you to completely trust that person? And that's for anyone. I can't unfortunately see who is in the chat, but that's for anyone who would like to jump in on that.
Okay, so Anthony's hand was up first and then Douglas. So go ahead, Anthony. I got your eyes, Kay. I'm working the eyes for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, here's my thing on trust. Total trust is unattainable.
Why you say that?
I say now, let me explain.
Okay.
I say that because only babies and fools trust completely. In the military,
I
we always
disagree.
say trust but verify. So complete trust means that you're 100% sure this person is not going to do what you think they're not going to do, and that's not always the case, because it's the least expected person that'll always be caught doing something that they doing. And for the most part, women are socialized not to trust men. They have to learn to trust men, because from the time y'all start budding, one thing fathers and mothers tell their daughters: don't you let no boy sweet talk you. because every boy wants something from you.
That is true.
So,
but you know what? I'm gonna jump in here because you say you can't trust wholeheartedly. When you can't trust your mate, that means you can't trust yourself. Because
and
I
I was
believe,
going to get there.
oh,
I was
okay,
I was going to get there.
come on and
So
get it.
people with lack of discipline don't trust themselves. So, and if they can't trust themselves, they can't trust anybody. Is a person is just like, for example, people who don't take responsibility for their screw ups. Well, I did this because I was drunk. I did this because I was mad at somebody else. I did that because somebody hurt me. And that means you don't have enough discipline to trust yourself. If you master yourself and master your environment, you can be trusted, because you got to earn. Trust is earned, it's not given. It's like respect, it's earned, not given. And a lot of times, you gotta you always, like I said, you always trust but verify. Everybody, a person who's trustworthy is not afraid to show their work, not
Okay.
afraid to show receipts. I'm done with that. That's me. I'm logging. I'm putting my hand down.
Okay. Well, Special K heard she lost connection. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on in there with you, Douglas. Go ahead, Douglas.
All right. A few things. Well, I guess it's just Western culture that you got to be boyfriend girlfriend first. Because they have the show Married at First Sight, where some couples are still together. Then you have your other countries' arranged marriages, where this is the commitment that we have entered in, and we learn to love each other and be committed, because this marriage vow is greater than the individual, and the family is greater than the individual. So all these women that break up the home because they're not happy, there's something wrong with them. And
So
then
why
I
you
had
say it's the woman that break up the home? Sometimes you have men that walk in and say, babe, I just don't want to be married no more because I'm not happy. So it's 50-50, I would say.
well, I would say you're wrong.
70-30. The numbers say 70-30.
So you're saying that most of the time when a relationship is diminished or demise, it's because of the women?
Well, it said no, about 70 to 80% of women file for divorce.
Because you know what?
That's
Because
that's just
look,
a
look,
stat.
look, I'm gonna tell you why the woman filed for the divorce. Because she said, hey, she's not gonna waste her time. She want to be free to do what? To be her. Because see, a man will hold on to a woman until the tires go flat on the
There you
car
go, sis.
because they don't want to pay for the divorce. But a woman to go on and file it, be done with it, and go on and got another husband by the time the ink dry on the divorce decree. So there you have it.
Yeah, that's wrong. Well, anyway, another thought that came to mind. Well, this is about ending the commitment or whatever with prenups. And I heard, which it just the light bulb went off, that a lot of women say they don't want a prenup, when in actuality, the government has given them great prenups when they get divorced. So, well, because I'm dropping the prenup into my son's ear, like prenup, you got to get a prenup, because women
But
already
you
have a
know
built-in
what?
prenup.
I understand what you say about prenup, but if they get together and both of them have nothing, what's the purpose of a prenup? You only deal with a prenup when you got a little something, something. Because if I'm bringing all of mine to the table and he don't have nothing, of course you want to seal the deal to make sure that he's not going to backpedal and take you for what you're worth. And I'm sure he
No,
feels the same way.
because like Doc said, women marry men for their potential and their resources. Because a man got to go out there and get it and increase his resources. But when he get divorced, half the resources are gone. And I can't remember the states. I know in Florida, they still have permanent alimony on the books. Where you get divorced in Florida, you got to pay your ex permanent alimony until you die or she die.
Well, that's a good thing, because if you're
Shit,
living in
no.
Florida, it's a little costly to live there.
Well, no, it's like if you don't want me, you shouldn't get my resources after the relationship is over.
But you can't reimburse. I ain't gonna say what you can't reimburse, but nevertheless, we're gonna move right along.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, because
Mhm.
it's only a good thing for the female.
Not necessarily, because you have some women that have to pay alimony to the men. So it's
I mean,
depending on what your
that's
budget
called
look like.
equality that y'all want. See, when it's your turn to be equal, when you get what you want, now you don't want it.
Not necessarily. I'm just saying you
Anyway,
talked about a
anyway.
prenup. No. You talked about a prenup. And that's just like, I'm sure in this day and age, in this stage of the game, most of the time men want women to come to the table with a little something something also. It used to be a time you could find a great man and they will sit the woman down, let them stay home, be at home wife, mother, all that good stuff. But this day and age, you can find a man that got some coins and he still tell you he wants you to work. So that way, that's where, how you say, that's when it comes into play when you talk about a prenup. But off of that, we're going to get back onto subject. So it's now my time to give you my spiel. So of course I would have the stage of challenge. Okay, when you're in a relationship, as we stated, you came in and you had romance, then you had commitment, then you had sexual exploitation. Now the challenge stage comes about. And the challenge stage is, this is the phase when you can become angry, frustrated, disappointed, and set it off with your partner. And when I say set it off, because ladies and gentlemen, when you first meet that person, most of the time you got a little representative where you're going to be so nice and kind and sweet, this and that and the other, but you've been with him for quite some time now and he has worked that last nerve. So the challenge stage is, I'm going to show you what I'm working with right now. So I'm going to jump on around here and ask some of the ladies, have you ever been in a situation and you were dating and you met this guy and you're so sweet and kind, but now you've been dating for almost a year, 2 years, and he has got on that very last nerve? Do you set it off, or do you continue to be that sweet little humble person? I'm gonna ask Dream that. Dream, I know you hear me. You know I was gonna call you, girl. Can you hear me, Dream?
Yes, I can, and I did know you.
You knew I was gonna call a Dream. Mm-hmm.
So I think after a while, and I feel like after you've been dating someone and seeing someone for a while, you have to kind of show them, not necessarily showing them your true self, but the parts of your personality that you may hide initially are going to come out. And I think that's a part of growth in the relationship, because no matter what, I mean, that was interesting. And people want consistency, but people are always changing. We're dynamic. We don't really say the same. And if you do say the same, that's not natural. So I think eventually they're going to see whatever that set it off you part is, or whatever negative pieces are. And I feel like they're going to have to accept both the positive and the negatives, because that's how relationships go.
Well, I thank you for that, a Dream. So I got to come and ask a man. So I'm gonna roll on down to Papa Docs. Papa Docs, can you hear me?
Well, I was going to ask, can we get a truthful answer from a lady?
That's
That
not a
was the truthful answer. We said that when we meet you and everything is peachy king, and you kind of like hold it in. He get on your nerve. You say, okay, I'm gonna let him have that one. and he get on your nerve again, you say, okay, I'm gonna let him have it a little more. And then you, that third time around, you say, oh, you have worked my nerves. I'm getting ready to give you what I got. And then you can give it to him, but listen, you can give it to him and still keep it classy. That's all I'm saying. Because most of the time, the challenges and the frustration doesn't come from the women, it comes from the men, because they have done something that you have allowed them to do it and don't say anything about it. But at this point in time, you're in that relationship. It's a constant, it's a steady relationship. So now you got to really tell him, hey, listen, babe, listen, this is the way XYZ is. And I got to commend, listen, I'm big on holidays, Christmas, birthday, you name it. It could be, I broke my fingernail holiday. I am big on that. And I'm the type person, I always expect, and I know that's wrong, I expect the man to step out there and be like, ta-da, he's acknowledging the holiday. So I'm saying this because you don't even have to be in a relationship with someone. But if you truly tell them how you feel and how it makes you feel, and they want to work on it, they're going to do it. And I thought it was so sweet. Valentine morning, before my feet hit the ground, I got, ta-da, happy Valentine's. And this person here, he swears that it's nothing that's going to change about him. But little by little, I'm seeing the changes come about. And I think that is so sweet, because he actually listened to what I said and he's trying to do better. So that's why.
Okay, but you just gave two different answers. The first one is like he did a little something, you let it slide, let it
Yeah,
slide,
I'm
let it
saying
slide,
you
let it
do
slide,
that.
and now you're gonna blow up at him
But
because you
no, no,
should
no,
have
no.
stated something earlier on.
No, no,
See,
no.
so again,
I
it's
didn't
the
blow
woman's fault.
up. We
Woman's fault
had
again.
a five-side conversation, because a person don't know what you're feeling until you tell them. And I told this person
Well, no, I'm saying your
XYZ.
first answer when you said he did a little something, you let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
Let it slide. You let it slide. You let it slide. Now it's on my last nerve, and I'm about to set it off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that individual's fault for letting it slide for so long, and now they got to a point where
They can't take it no more.
they have to set it off when they
Yeah.
could have had a proper conversation earlier on where it wouldn't get to the set it off phase, so we wouldn't have to determine if we're gonna stay together. Because now
No,
you
the
done came
set
at
it
me
off. I
sideways.
don't mean the set it off is going to be a breakup mechanism. I'm saying that when you say set it off, you're going to have the necessary conversation with the individual so he can go,
No,
that
but y'all
is
gonna
something
bring
to
that
think
black
about.
woman's attitude with y'all, and just by saying the
Why does
word
it
set
have
it
to be
off,
a black woman's attitude?
because you got attitude at that time because it's working your last nerve and you're a black
No,
woman.
Douglas. No, Douglas.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes.
why I say from the beginning, show that person who you are so you don't waste your time.
Well,
If you don't
we just
like
went
something,
down the line
put it out
of we just went down the line of statements that you show up with the representative for a long time, and
Not a
when is the
long
time
time,
to?
maybe about a month or two. I'm like they say, I'll give it that. You might have a representative for a month or two, but y'all talk about Steve Harvey and that 90-day rule. That 91st day, they gonna see that real person come out. I'm sorry, I'm very expressive with my finger. It keeps jumping up. But no, all jokes aside, when you're dating someone, they're gonna see that real side, and you're gonna see that real side of them, I'll say in about 2 to 3 months.
Okay, can I say something real quick about
You
that?
can.
What about what you said? In a way, I kind of, me as for myself, if I see someone doing something the first time, I'm gonna approach that. Why? Because I'm not gonna constantly, if you do it to me, that if I see it's done that first time, of course it's gonna happen again. Of course it's happened again. I'm not that kind of person that's gonna keep letting you do it 2 to 3 times. I'm gonna bring it to your attention. I'm hoping that we can solve it right then, because sitting there letting it build up is gonna waste time. Time, anger, build up, problems, something else. So if the person is real, when I see it and I bring it to you that first time, and if that person, if we sit there and we get among each other and we solve that problem, we come to agreement and we move on. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna have to deal with the ups, you're gonna have to deal with the downs. And if you can deal with the ups and downs through all the things you're going through and that rope never pop, then that's someone that's willing to keep you up as well as you willing to keep them up, and that's gonna be a long relationship.
Okay, I understand. If you have talking in the background, if you'll please mute yourself for me, we would greatly appreciate it. And I understand that. But you know what? Sometimes, a person will do something and you say, and you said you won't let it slide. I'm very observant. So that first time they do it, it's like, was it really supposed to be like that? So I'm not gonna jump on them on that very first time. The second time, I was like, oh, okay, this is the same thing. This is the same deal going around. But that third time, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm that type person that's going to say something. I'm not going to say it in a mean, nasty way, but I'm going to bring it to the attention and say, hey, we need to talk because this is the way this is making me feel. And I feel like if the person have any care about you, for you, they will try to make a change because some people don't even realize that they're doing certain things. So, in actuality, you have to talk about things in order to rectify the problem.
Right. I agree with you 100% on that, Lady Fabulous. I agree with you 100%. But like you said, yeah, you can at best approach him once you see it. Like you said, call that person to the side. What I just seen right here, I'm not comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? That you give it in a perspective as a perspective manner and you talk to him respectfully. This is what I see. I'm not agreeing with that. And this is something I don't do. Go on and give it to him, because if they know how you feel and they bless you, they like, okay, that's bothering my friend or whoever relationship we in. I ain't gonna let that happen again. So you won't have to expect to see it the second time. Now, after you told that person that first time and he come back and do it again, yeah, well then, yeah, that's a problem. You understand? Because
Now,
I gave it to you.
Look, Uncle Tim, I got a problem. So I'm gonna rectify it right now. Don't you call me no Lady Fabulous no more. I am Dr. Fabulous. So I'm rectifying this situation now.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying?
I am not
that's for me.
Fabulous.
That's what okay, and that's for me to respect
Fabulous.
you. That's for me to respect you and to call you that because you correct me on that. You feel what I'm saying? So I shouldn't, if I come back and do it again.
If you come back and do it again, I'm gonna have to cut you, Uncle Tim.
Oh, please don't cut me.
I am the one, the only.
Please don't cut me. I ain't gonna bleed nothing but chocolate milk.
Okay, Douglas, your hand is up.
What we did was just a prime example. What I was talking about, what we just did right there was a prime example. You go to them and let them know. You won't have to worry about going to tour the second time or the third time, approaching them with that same thing they did the first time.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate
so what's gonna happen if I just call you Female Fabulous?
Douglas, I ain't playing with you tonight.
But here's my question. That was a good basic how you address someone. But what if a person does something and you come to them and they say, "Well, that's just me."
Well, that was almost the conversation because it was brought to my attention. And, some women want to be praised, want to be told, oh, you look beautiful, you smell good, you look good. But this person said that this was just them. But you know what got me? That almost made me snap, crackle, pop. They said, I don't have to tell you you look good, smell good, because guess what? You with me.
I'm
so
with
because
you
with because you're with me, you should know you look good, smell good, XYZ. And it took everything in my power to keep my Jesus in me, not to want to slap the taste out of their
So,
mouth.
so you know that's I do that sometimes because to get to this level, you've had to done A, B, C, and D. So if I express it as E, that means you've done all the prerequisites to get that.
Because you
Oh,
would have
So
stopped her. You would have stopped her in her tracks if it hadn't reached that point, right? You would have said,
right,
"Whoa,
right. If you haven't done
whoa."
A and B, you can get to my
Right.
compliment of that, and that's just the way I think. You
but
know, it's like, well, you know, early on in the marriage, like, well, do you love me? Shit, I married you, didn't I?
oh,
You know,
Douglas.
because we got to that point of being married, all the other stuff had to fall into place. That's just
Okay,
logical for
so
me.
if you marry her, she just gonna automatically assume you love her, and you don't feel the need that you have to tell her, babe, I love you. Oh, babe, I love you. You don't have to do none of that.
No.
I got you
Ditto.
mesmerized. It.
I say ditto. I love you, ditto.
Oh, you
I
wrong for
mean,
that, Douglas.
I mean, but
Okay,
that's you know, that's the hard stance that I have. But then eventually, I transition a little bit and stuff.
I know. Like I
But
say, you have to reel them in. You got to work the runway, and then you'll come. You'll be like putty in the hand. But